Okay, so we have a slight change in our program because we have a different speaker from what was on the sheet originally. But I'm very pleased because when we started framing the agenda for this year's conference, my key concerns were that we take a Southeast Asia wide view. So we bring speakers from not just Singapore, but other countries in Southeast Asia, that we address some of the key challenges in the region, like financial inclusion, and that we also incorporate some aspect of blockchain, the blockchain ecosystem, because that is certainly growing. I had not imagined that we would actually have a speaker that brings together all three of those elements. I was thinking that it would be hear from speakers who would bring one or two of those. But I'm very pleased to invite Tim Scheffmann from LTS Ventures and Tim is based in Laos, and I'm very keen to learn more from Tim about how you're applying distributed ledger to promote financial inclusion.
Thank you very much, John.
Okay, so we're gonna check just that we can see your slides. Looks great. So over to you.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's not definitely something that is that are a lot of people expecting, that something with a distributed ledger can exist in a country like Laos, which is a little bit how to say, only early stage. We got internet, I think, only 10 years ago. Internet is not always there in all the places. So we are still learning what it means. What I found interesting also from Brian's talk before was actually that we are in a similar position in terms of age of the population. So the average age in Laos is 28. We have a very young population, and they are keen to test out new things. Our major challenges, similar also what Brian mentioned, the financial inclusion of the last mile aspect. We have some villages in Laos who can only be reached by canoe, or other villages that are up on a mountain without even electricity. So this is our challenge, and I would like to tell you how we can bridge those challenges. A word to LTS Ventures. We were founded 2 years ago, and our main mission is that we use fintech and leverage fintech for financial inclusion and financial literacy. This is on my heart already like the last 10 years. I grew up actually in Germany on a very small village, 7 people, and there was no banking infrastructure, almost no infrastructure. We got the water out of a well in the middle of a big forest. So it was beautiful, but in terms of economic progress and so on, it was very challenging. I discovered that a lot of Asian countries, when I worked with Credit Suisse in Singapore and then endeavored out first to Myanmar, to Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, that a lot of Asian villages, they have the similar challenges. Often they are not really connected. There's a huge price disinformation, the level, the price, what the farmers know, what their crop or rice is worth, deviates a lot from the exporter. We can see also that we just have logistic challenges. So 2 years ago, we founded LTS Ventures to tackle those challenges, and we built a platform, a shared platform, also very important because for one microfinance institution, it is not viable to run a platform. The cost of ownership, what we heard before on many talks, is really high, and especially for a Lao company, microfinance company, who has also a smaller set of clients. If we combine powers, and I think this is where Web3, decentralization, the democratization of the web comes in. If we empower those customers on village level, then we can achieve something. If we bundle energy, if we bundle efforts in creating such a shared platform, then we really can make a difference. So our platform right now runs for 7 microfinance institutions. Number 8 and 9 is being onboarded as we speak. We have 211,000 customers on our platform who do every day 150,000 transactions. So these numbers seem to be small if we compare it to Vietnam or Myanmar. In Laos, this is really pretty good. We are almost like a small bank, the scope of a small bank. There are only like 2 or 3 banks that have more customers than us. Also, what Brian mentioned before, very interesting to see. For people, it really doesn't make sense to put money in a bank, and the banks are closing early. So everyone who has a job cannot really go to the bank and get the money. Online banking progressed significantly the last 2 years. That's great. But still, the people in the village who are financially not so educated, they are struggling. And this is where our platform helps them by field staff who is going out to the villages. And here you can see a typical village bank. We have 842 villages onboarded. Every village has a village bank. You can see the village bank committee in the middle, and they are working on paper. We left that on paper on purpose so that they are more trained in terms of financial literacy. It's also not so easy to find the capacity on village level to manage transactions and money. What you can see also in the forefront is 2 laptops. On the left side, one with an Excel sheet, and on the right side, one with our platform. So we just replaced the Excel management with our proper core banking software, for which we got this week actually the central bank approval from Laos. So we are kind of in a very festive mood. And also we had a discussion about the next project that we will leverage this software then for the whole microfinance market in Laos. But this is the way we can bridge the on and offline world. And still we have a distributed ledger on our software in the background. So we have about 120 nodes right now that are synchronizing with servers in each microfinance institution in 6 provinces. And this whole synchronization is then summarized on LTS servers. So we provide the backup, we provide the maintenance of the platform. And by that, we help the microfinance businesses to focus on financial inclusion, to explain the village bank committee how to give out a loan, and also the customers there, why they should save money, why they should open a bank account. So we are bringing actually the bank account towards the end customers. 150,000 transactions a day, I mentioned that already. Important also for us was that we balance both the loans and the savings side. So we have not only the typical microfinance approach, that is we push loans out, because that could have also the negative effect that we empowering the population. We are building credit scores, that's right, so that people can have a credit history and get cheaper loans. There's also where our work in terms of APIs comes in. We are working right now on a interface or on an API towards the credit bureau. We built the first credit scoring model for Laos so that we can help the credit bureau in Laos to better process information about people in very rural areas. Those were before not recorded, and those were not managed on the platforms. But we also encourage the people to save. And this is a key thing for me personally also, because that means people learn how to manage their money. They learn how to pay back the loan, and they would not lose their land. They do not lose their cars, their savings, because they mismanage money. The financial literacy part is a very important aspect of our work. And we are pushing that through mobile, we are pushing that through social media. We are planning in the next 3 months to launch a financial literacy platform to help those people to see and learn what it means actually to save regularly, even if it's a small amount. Overall, I can say that I'm very proud and happy with my team that we could have established something like that, and that we had established this in Laos now. We're looking also into other countries because our platform works very well in the cooperative sector. We work very well with other organizations like UNICEF. We are trying to apply there also. We have a showcase next week about a blockchain solution for the Ministry of Social Welfares, who are transferring smaller amounts for early childhood mothers who want to vaccinate their children or who want to buy higher quality nutrition for the children. So we are showcasing how blockchain can even work in very remote places without internet. But as soon as someone with the mobile phone comes into an online world, where all the medical centers are, for instance, they can scan the QR code. They will receive the money from the social welfare ministry, and then they can buy selected items, like, for instance, the healthy nutrition for the babies. Yeah, this is what we are showcasing right now in the community here in Laos. Thank you very much, John, for giving the opportunity to speak here and to show a little bit of Laos. It's amazing what in a small country can happen also.
Thanks very much, Tim. I think there are a lot of things there that we can learn from. One thing that struck me is just the range of technologies that you deal with, because you say you deal on paper because that's what people are comfortable with, and then go to a mobile phone, and I saw photos of a mix of paper and computers, and then there's connectivity to the internet, and then you're talking about distributed ledger as well. In addition to that, there must be cultural aspects. I'm not even sure which languages are spoken, because there are probably local languages there that people need to be conversed in. Or how do you address all of that mix of different technologies and cultural nuances about things? I think your points about financial literacy before lending is really, really important in terms of the roadmap you see to how to bring people into the financial system. But what are there seem to be lots of moving parts there.
Yes, it's definitely not easy. And also on the technology part, our technology stack, I think, has like 8 levels, and we are working, our base is Postgres, because it's a very open system. Database wise, we can write a lot of procedures ourselves. We can make sure that the ledgers are always matching, that there's not a missing block somewhere or a wrong data also entered. It happens a lot that the more remote you get and money is involved, there's always fraud. So for us, that was also a key from the beginning, that we protect the customer, that we empower the customer at the end, that this customer can be sure my money is safe. And that was also very important for the Central Bank of Laos, for GIZ, who's working and supporting in this project a lot. Yeah, so this is the one side. Our technology stack is really high, I would say. It's not low code. We try to make it low code for the microfinance institutions, but on our side, we have a core team of, I would really say, full stack developers. It's they must have bring the full bandwidth. And also in terms of tools, we are working with various different tools, be it APIs, be it on the first day, the first keynote speech, I saw there was a very nice chain of software development from idea to execution or to deploying the code, and a lot of things goes in circles. That is also true in our case. And also what the person yesterday said was about the processes. That is also key for us. And this is what we brought in newly here. We said we need to figure out first the customer process. And based on that customer process, we are creating API software, databases, ledgers that are synchronizing. So we have always like a leading thread in the system. And that is for us the process landscape. That helps us to make developments very efficient, and also not to lose ourselves into the vast majority of the elements in the tech stack.
Interesting. And could you give us a picture more generally about Laos? Because, next door in Vietnam, you've seen an acceleration in just digital literacy, I would say. And it's not just people using smartphones. It's also, Vietnam is now a center for offshore software development. But there are also strains there because there is such demand for technology skills that it's hard to meet that demand. What is how is the technology skill base evolving in Laos?
I would say it's coming. It's a priority for the government. They have here like a social economic development plan for the next 5 years. It's very high on the agenda of the Lao government to improve the universities, to improve the coding skills of the people who finish university. Other development agencies are helping a lot, like the Korean Development Aid, KOICA, is helping the university to come to a new level. I would say, and also from our side, it's a lot of in-house training, knowledge sharing, working in teams together, building each other up, having a backup, not doing things only alone. That is making us stronger here in Laos. In general, it's challenging in terms of capacity, definitely. At the same time, we have a very fruitful environment right now. So we have a lot of things evolving, like electronic cars, self-driving cars even are being tested here. So it's moving. Laos is small, but very beautifully moving into a digital area. There was even from the Ministry of Technology that was newly set up, the initiative to launch something similar to Thailand, like Thailand 4.0, Singapore 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. Yes, we are coming. It's on the papers, and they have laid out a nice plan over the next 2-3 years to create more and more platforms like ours as well. We are more on the finance side, but they have many other platforms planned in the health sector, on the transportation sector. Smart city is being built right now in Vientiane, a part of Vientiane. So it's really exciting to see something is moving here.
Great. Thanks very much for sharing that perspective and your insights into financial inclusion in Laos.
You're welcome. Thanks.